Welcome to Garden Crossings. I'm Heidi.
And I'm Rod.
And today we are out in the greenhouse, and what is this night you're affectionately calling?
Date night.
Date night.
You know, some people stroll through a neighborhood. We stroll down 2.5 miles of greenhouse sidewalk.
That is true.
And look at the beauty we get to see.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot to look at. So
I know. Are we looking at you or the flowers?
We're looking at the flowers, but thank you. That's so kind of you.
Yes.
So Rod is going to actually walk through the greenhouses, and he's going to be planting up 2 different aquapots for this video, and we're going to see what he's choosing. So he's got lots to choose from, and I think you're going to be maybe a little bit surprised at what he ends up choosing. I like what, I think I like where you're heading with what you were talking about earlier. So
What, the stroll through the greenhouse, or what plants we're going to put in there?
The plants we're putting in here.
Gotcha.
Wow, the sun goes down and you start getting funny. Your humor comes out.
Or after a long day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we have fun, and we're going to go ahead and show you what Rod's got scheming for these planters tonight.
That's right. See, now you see the sun? Now you know.
Rod has the next AquaPot Lite all filled with potting soil, and we're going to head out to the greenhouse and do some more plant shopping. Let's see what he picks for these planters.
So what should I pick now? I did Angelonia pink. I did Sedum lemon coral. Superbell's grape punch. Purple fountain grass in one of the 2 remaining containers. And I think I could probably plant them right here. We have our Eco Court. We at Garden Crossings still prefer, I know it would probably be easier to rip this off, but we prefer to still take them out of this pot and compost the pot, or even if you choose to throw them away, they're still going to go away quicker than plastic. But I'm going to give these probably would have been perfect ones to deal with because the roots are already out the bottom. But I'm going to pull them out and give it a chance to attach to the soil on all levels of the root ball instead of just the bottom. I'm going to put these 3 right in the center. Oh, if a customer is doing it in a quart, and if you don't need it full right away, just 1 would be fine. But who knows how many times I'm going to see this planter? So I want to make sure it's full when I see it. But I know I have a limited season left too to enjoy these, and I want to make sure they're fully grown. Now, if you're planting something in the spring, no need to go near as heavy as I am, because by packing it fuller, you're obviously going to take lesser. It's going to last not as long either because they don't have the grow time to fill in. They're already filled in. Now, for instance, I haven't used this plant in quite some time. I really like this plant. Supertunia Picasso in purple. With the white pot and the grass that's dark, I think it will just pop. We did a basket like this at the cottage a number of years ago, and it looked really, really nice. So I think I'm just going to do the whole planter with these 2 varieties. And now when we go to water this container, we will make sure we put feed down the chute. And these petunias will be fed consistently because every time I fill it, why not add feed? So I have to figure out how many gallons this water reservoir is. My guess, it might be 3. And I'll put the fertilizer in for 3 gallons. every time I water. We usually suggest that you feed every third watering, but why not feed every time you water, especially if you have AquaPot? My guess is with this new planting, you're gonna be watering maybe once a week. And as they grow and they root down, you might be watering twice a week. But that's why we're trying the AquaPot Lite, so we can know for next year what we suggest to you, the customer. So I'm going to start with once a week and see how it goes. But again, you can see I'm packing them tight. If you're looking at, again, potting these yourself, go with 4, 1 on each side, 1 on each corner maybe. If you want it full or wide away, obviously go a little bit more. But I am putting 8. Yeah, so I think I would stick to 1 in each corner with 1 grass in the center, and ultimately you'll get to the exact same look I have. Now the grass is going to come up and drape over, and that's kind of what I want. The Picasso and pink should drape down the side of the pot, but we'll see what that looks after a while. But for now it's starting to get dark out too, so it looks kind of dark, but I'm guessing when I get it placed in the light, you're going to see the white pot. And maybe after a while I won't like it, but for now it looks good to me. All right, I got one last container, and thinking kind of maybe try some sunflowers. That would give me into the fall if I don't want to switch one of the pots out. So I'm doing Suncredible Yellow, but I'm going to grab one that's a little fuller, maybe not as much color on it yet. Again, you'd probably put 1 of these in. I'm going to put 3 in the center. And possibly thinking Bordeaux, Super Tunia Bordeaux. And I don't know why I do this, but I picked the hottest nights to do this. If you look at the Bordeaux and you look at the Mini Vista Yellow, and what is that? Honey. You can kind of see the yellows that I was showing you in the Sun Incredible Yellow. Maybe Sun Incredible is a little bit darker, brighter yellow. So I think that would look good. Get the yellow coming up here. And Bordeaux. I was just eyeing white, but I got a white pot, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just kind of looking around the greenhouse. You guys ain't seeing everything I'm seeing realistically, but you know, one of these days we should plant live. That way you guys can give me feedback. What you like, what you don't like. I don't know. What do you think? Should I? Should I not?
Pink lemonade kind of gets lost.
Yeah, I think we're right. Pink lemonade gets lost. It's a cool plant for the right areas. I grabbed persimmon here. Again, I mean, it's okay, but I don't know what it's going to be with the... Some of you guys might like it. It looks nice in our landscape around garden crossings. I might just stick with just Bordeaux. I know what it's going to look like when you have the yellow up top, over top of. This is trailing. And I actually probably go back and grab one more sunflower so it's fuller in the center. I think that's a good choice. Again, we just planted the Picasso in pink. I told you one in each corner. And I think I would do the same thing if you're planting a container. If you're planting a container and you want to party tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, you want it full, this is how to do it. It's full. But if you got time to grow and you enjoy watching stuff grow, I think one in each corner would be fine. And now, your choice if you want to put a different color with it, match it up with something else. I'm just gonna go the yellow and the purple and just keep it simple right now. In the spring, I'd probably be looking at more options, and I'd probably be going with another plant of some sort. But right now, I just want a pop of color, and this should give it to me. So we're gonna go back this way, grab one more Suncredible sunflower, and then we'll plant it up. So this flower will be much larger as it gets rooted into the container. But again, if I just should go like this to give you a better feel, you know, something like that, because this will be kind of sprawled out all over top of the Bordeaux, so it will look really, really good. So now I am going to plant this container up right on my shopping cart like I did last time. All right, we can thank Heidi for filming tonight, and she says, I need the sun on me. So hopefully the sun is on me, and we are planting the sunflowers as the sun's setting. So maybe you can call it date night. We like date night in the greenhouse. You can stroll 2.5 miles together through the greenhouses. It sounds very romantic. At this time of year, Heidi probably wouldn't mind that. Now, in the spring, I say that, I probably would get the eye. Like, why are you doing this? But anyways, why do we do this? Because we want to make sure we know how many times we have to water the AquaPot Lite, so we can tell you next year. And if you do look at it, Angeloni is not going to take a lot of water. The grasses, the purple fountain grass, they definitely will take water. These sunflowers are extremely thirsty. So I also did kind of put different plants in there that I know are going to take a little bit different water. And we'll see if I end up watering together all at the same time. Ultimately, that would be the goal. But I'm guessing that maybe at some point, certain containers are going to dry out a little bit quicker. So we're just going in, tucking all these little Bordeaux's. Oh, here's a funny, guys. This is going to tell you, everybody out there, that I'm not a wine person. First time I grabbed this plant, it was a borax. Yep. Someone looked at me and said, what? What's borax? I said, I don't know, that's what it is called. And they said, no, that would be Bordeaux. That's a really, I don't know if it's expensive, but let's just say it is. A really expensive fine wine. But it's Bordeaux, not borax. Sounds like a laundry detergent, to be honest, but I don't know. So now you can laugh at me. You can, yeah, I'm sure you've heard Heidi say things different, plant names different than what some of us do. But I think that's probably the better one. And doesn't Bordeaux sound so much better than borax? Gotta have something to talk about where I plant these containers on date night. All right, I think I got one more to plant. All right, I think we're done. Let's go get them watered up and we'll walk you through that process.
So Rod's getting ready to fill these AquaPot Lites up with the Proven Winner water soluble fertilizer. So the water reservoir is approximately 3 gallons. So he's going to put 3 tablespoons of the water soluble fertilizer down the fill spout.
Now, what I usually like to do is just take a 20-ounce pop bottle, cut the bottom off, stick that down the chute, and then you're not spilling all over the plants.
But we're out in the greenhouse, no 20-ounce pop bottle, so he's making do. So he's going to go ahead and get it off that flower though, because otherwise it could burn it. Or maybe I'll come up behind him and do that. We're just going to use this little flower as a cup and pour it in. Look at there. Pretty convenient. So now there's 3 tablespoons of the water soluble fertilizer down there in the reservoir. Next step is going to be getting water. But while we're waiting for him to fill up all of these planters, I'll come up behind him and kind of clean up. Get it off the plant. Don't want to do any burning. There we go. All right. So the 3 AquaPot Lites are now ready for water. And he's going to take the hose and give them a filling. So with the AquaPot Lites, if you remember, these are in planters that did have a drain plug in them. So we made sure to remove the drain plug because we want to make sure when we fill these with water, any excess water can escape out the bottom. So the first couple times that you do watering, we recommend watering from the top down. You want to make sure that you are moistening all of the soil in there, so that way it can create a wicking effect in the next couple waterings. So the first 2 waterings, we're going to go ahead and water from the top down. He's also going to put water in the fill tube because we do want to make for sure that that fertilizer in the water reservoir is moistened and wet, so that as the plant starts drinking up the water, it'll be fertilized water that it soaks up. So he's going to first just go through and get them all watered in top down. Also, you'll notice he kind of took the sprinkler and kind of did it over the fill tube. That way any fertilizer that was sitting on the plants is getting washed down into the soil. We don't want it setting on the plants. You'll also notice as he's moistening from the top down, he's making sure that every plant is getting watered. And that way every plant's root ball has the ability to take up water through that first watering. You'll notice he's kind of peeking under the plants, and what he's looking for is to see if the water rises, like so. So now he's going to let that just kind of settle in and absorb into that dry soil. So as that's kind of settling in and absorbing into that dry soil, he's going to next fill these planters through the fill tube so that they can water from the bottom up. One thing you'll notice is the water is coming out the bottom of the pot. So what that's indicating is that the water reservoir did get filled with the initial top-down watering. Why he's continuing to put a little water in there is just to make sure that that fertilizer gets mixed up instead of sitting just in the bottom of the reservoir. So you can see the water, excess water is coming out the bottom of the pot. This one took a little longer, so you must not have got quite as much water in it to start with. So now the plants have been watered from the top down. The reservoir has been filled, the fertilizer has been mixed up, and ideally it'll be another 5 to 7 days before we have to revisit these to water them again. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments on the AquaPot Lites, the plants we used in today's planters, or maybe anything you've seen as we've been kind of meandering through the greenhouse tonight, feel free to leave your comments below. And if you're new to our channel, we welcome you to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi
And Rod
from Garden Crossings.